How's it going, everybody? I'm Newbie Dave, and welcome back to my Let's Play Minecraft series. We are still working on villager stuff today. Last time we built a temporary... I'm not even going to call it a villager trading hall. We built a cave. That's what we did. We built a cave and moved the villagers that we had traded with out of our villager breeder and into the cave so that we could continue breeding villagers, because I realized I need just plain Jane villagers that don't have professions. Like some of these, they have professions because I had some job blocks out here. But aside from my Fletcher over here that I don't really care about, all of these guys are just basic villager templates. So we can start moving them into an iron farm, which is what I want to start on today. I say start because I doubt we're going to be able to finish this in one episode. But really quickly, made a few changes to my villager breeder over here. For one thing, the rail system that we built last time that comes out the back, I realized I already have a rail coming out of my villager breeder. I didn't need a second one, so I just changed it to branch off of this point. So now with this lever, I can either send them into the zombifier or send them off to the villager whatever stuff over there. The other change I made was the entry and exit points. Some of my baby villagers were getting out. I don't know how. For the life of me, I can't figure out how, but twice I saw baby villagers out here somewhere. So I replaced the slab that was here with a block of glass, and that works just as well. Check this out. Boom, we just go right through it. Beautiful. But no baby villagers or baby zombies or anything can get through the glass. So that just makes it a little bit more safe. And then between episodes, I did a very short live stream on my Discord channel where I moved the rest of my villagers out into the cave. And also just put in like some pillars over here underneath this rail system, just so it's not floating. I don't like floating builds, even though we're going to build one today. If possible, I like to make it look like there's something holding them up. I may come back at some point and add more of these support columns, more evenly distributed throughout this thing instead of just at the corners, but for now I'm happy with this. And then as you can see over there in the distance, I have started a new branch off of this thing, which is where we are going to end up building our iron farm. I want this thing to be above the ocean, but I also want it to be kind of away from everything else so that none of the villagers in here end up binding to anything else. So we started this little branch line, and I had to go back and get some more rails, so I haven't actually finished it. So we'll do that now. Let me do another little powered rail there. And now this thing should be a finite. So, to get started, this rail line is probably temporary. I think it's going to be temporary. I think once I get this built and get the villagers moved in, I'll probably break this down, but I still need some way for me to get back and forth, which could just be Elytra. Could be another portal. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I haven't thought that far ahead. But for now, I'm going to start by just giving myself a little workspace over here where I can set up my bed and crafting table and ender chest and just stuff like that, so we can get started actually building stuff. So let's put our ender chest here. I've got 2 shulker boxes with all of our building materials that we're going to need. One of these should have a crafting table and a stone cutter, so we'll get those set up as well. And I'm going to set up this brown shulker box. Brown has become my, I'm done with these things stuff to clean up my inventory. So I'm just going to move this stuff in there. Okay, dokie. So this iron farm design is going to be the same one that I used in season 2. I love that iron farm. I really do. And even though I'm not going to be treating it as a villager trading hall this time around, I still like the design. It's so easy to move villagers into it. You don't have to get them into these little 1-by-1 spots where they're trapped or anything. And it's super easy to build, easy to use. Everything about it is just easy and good. So these are the materials that I'm going to be using. I really want to kind of use the same build palette that I used for my enchanting room over there. I was just going to go with stone bricks like I always do, but I'm trying to challenge myself to do something a little bit different. So I've got some black stone instead of deep slate. I really, really like the dark black and the bright white of the calcite. And then also some other stuff to make beds and hoppers, and the kill chamber and all that sort of stuff is in there. So let's see. This is going to be a little different for me because I'm used to starting with the kill chamber in the middle and building out from there, which I guess I could do. Let me get some dirt and we'll just sort of bridge our way out there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably could have used actual flooring material for this. 1, 2, 3. So our kill chamber is going to be this 3x3 block. Not block, because Minecraft has blocks. That 3x3 grid section area thing. Before I get too far into this, let me do one thing. I'm going to fall at some point. It's just going to happen, guys. So let me go ahead and get down there with some scaffolding and build a way back up. Whee! This way I don't need to worry about boat. I don't need to use up rockets with my elytra. I can just climb the scaffolding. There we go. That's nice and safe. Alright, so for the floor of this, I'm going to use calcite. Let me just go ahead and get all this because it's going to take a lot. And I don't have a bed. I didn't bring my bed. I didn't bring my bed, guys. What? All right, let's just make a bed. There we go. This will eventually be one of the villagers' beds. But until we have villagers, it's going to be my bed. Let me also just kind of put some lighting out here so we don't get spawns while we're building this. All right, so calcite. Calcite's going to be the floor for the bottom area, which is where our villagers are going to be. So we're going to go out 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to do this in every direction from the kill chamber. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll come out this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're just going to fill in this whole area that's outlined by our calcite. This is going to be one of those boring parts of the episode where I don't talk and I just filling in a large area with blocks. All right, anytime I have a large area like this to fill in, I like to skip a few rows like this and just create these little bridges to walk across. And I will show you why in un momento. So the reason I do this is because I don't like having to walk out and place blocks in front of me, or walk backwards and place blocks right below me. I would rather walk sideways. So I know that I've got a straight path all the way left and right this way. So now I can just go sideways a lot faster and place these blocks down. That's how I like to fill in these large areas. You can reach like 4 or 5 blocks, and so you can make these bridges that far apart if you want. I like to make them a little bit closer, just so I'm not like right on the edge of the thing. Oh, and we are out of calcite. That's okay, because I brought some polished diorite. I brought some diorite, and we're going to mix this in with our calcite. We'll just create some little patterns on the floor like this. When I do this, I like to make large groups of blocks like this rather than just a random different block type here or there. I'll do some large groups of blocks and small groups of blocks. Maybe I'll even do some over here like that. There. And that should... I don't know, something about this isn't sitting right with me. Let me change this one up a little bit. That's a little bit better. So all that calcite that we just replaced with diorite has dropped into the ocean, and now we can go pick it up and finish our floor. You may be asking, well, why didn't you just like mix in the diorite while you were putting the calcite down, and then you wouldn't have to break it and go collect it? That's just not how I do things. I prefer to fill things in with one block type and then go back afterwards and replace some of it with different pieces here or there. It's just easier for me to think about the shapes, the patterns that I'm making when I do it that way. It's going to look kind of bogus from below because I'm using slabs for the diorite and these calcite are full blocks, but I don't care. All right, now our kill chamber is not actually going to be there. It's going to go down a little ways. Did I forget a water bucket? No, I got water buckets. Yay. So let me put my calcite away. I'm pretty much done with that. Let's grab our chests and our hoppers. And we'll go down and build our kill chamber. So, let me break that. Put some lighting around here so we don't get spawns at night. And then I'm going to break this middle block and put down a water bucket so that I can sort of ease myself down below this thing. And we're just going to go down a couple blocks. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go down a little bit more. 1, 2. And now the tricky part is going to be getting onto the other side of this. All right, so now I can break these dirt. I just placed those to build down so I could get down to this point. All right, so let's come out a little ways. We are going to have, let me see, this is the corner. This block right here is the corner of the kill chamber. So let's do this. We'll break this and put a hopper right there going into that block. This will eventually be a double chest, but we need that hopper going into it that way. And now we can replace these and just build a system of hoppers that all go into each other. So I'm going to put a hopper there, a hopper there, a hopper there. We can actually scoop up this water. We're done with that. And now I'll do hopper there, there. The direction that these point in doesn't matter at all, as long as they all go into that hopper over there. And then let's replace these with our double chest. And if you want, you can drop down below and kind of make sure everything's pointing up in the right direction. I like to test these by just actually placing blocks into each hopper and making sure that they all end up in the same place. So 9 dirt, we got 9 dirt. There we go. So that's going to be our kill chamber. I'm going to do more down here later, but for now, I just wanted to get the hoppers and chest put in. So let's drop down here. I mean, this is dirt. I don't need dirt. I could just leave it, but we need to get back over to our scaffolding to get back up anyways. And this seemed a lot easier than building yet another temporary bridge. So our kill chamber is going to be below the iron farm. And this is one of the points where my design deviates a little bit from the season 2 build, because in my season 2 iron farm, the actual kill chamber, the spot where the iron golems were killed and you collected the iron, was in the villager area. It was right here. There was one small problem with that. And it wasn't at the time that I built it. It's because there was an update to Minecraft. It changed the iron golem mechanics, and I was having issues with iron golems that spawned on top that weren't dropping down into the kill chamber because of where the lava was placed, and so I had to move the lava down. And so it's just a lot easier for the kill chamber to be a lot lower from the top of this thing than where I had it in season 2. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to need to build something to get down there. Which we'll do later. We don't need that done right now. Okay. Let me see. I think for the outside, I'm going to use some not cobbled, but I'm going to use deep slate. Yeah, we'll do deep slate. And I'm going to make a bunch of, what should we do? Let's do tiled deep slate stairs. So each of these sides is how big? I think they're 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 times 2 is 34. Oh no, times 2 is 68. I've only got 64 of these. So we might sprinkle in some mossy cobblestone as well. My original plan was to use deep slate for the top part, and I decided to go with blackstone instead. So the fact that I even have any deep slate at all, I think is just a pure accident. Let me do, if I'm going to have to mix in some mossy cobblestone, let me do a little bit more so it looks intentional and not like I'm patching something up. I'm also going to get some, what? Dark oak. I don't know how I ended up picking up the leaves. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Oh goodness, I think at some point I'm going to need to get below this again. I'll worry about that later. We're going to do some stairs like this, and they're mostly going to be upside down. I think every now and then I'll do one that's right side up. Oh. Yeah, figured that was going to happen at some point. Yeah, they're mostly going to be upside down stairs. Every now and then I'll do one that's right side up just to have a little bit of variety. And then maybe we'll also throw in, you know, some mossy cobblestone here or there. Let's break that and keep going with the stairs. Maybe even we'll get crazy and do an upright mossy cobblestone stair. That's crazy. There we go. So I really didn't end up doing too many upright stairs, except on the front here. But I don't want to go too crazy with those. So we're done with our deep slate. So now we need to get back under the build a little bit, because I want to put some dark oak in the corners that go up. And so I want them to be running vertically. And so we can't just place a piece right here because it's going to go sideways. So we need to get under it. We need a temporary block here for us to place it against, but then we need to get under this thing. So I'm going to waterlog this stair. And then we'll slide down here, place a block vertically below that one, and then hop back up. Oh, really? Sad. All right, so we'll do this in each corner. Oops, forgot to get my water. All right, and then let's do some more deep slate in the middle. Oh no, I'm out of deep slate. That's right. What do we want to do in the middle? Maybe we'll do some blackstone, but not the same blackstone that we're going to use on top. Ooh, this polished blackstone could look nice. So in the corners, let's start with this chiseled. That's not chiseled. Let's start with this chiseled polished blackstone. And then we'll do 2 polished blackstone on top of each of those. Yeah, that's going to look real nice. And then let's throw some of this black glass in the middle. I think we can go ahead and remove our dirt now. That was mainly just to keep us from falling in, because we want that inside area to be open. I really like using glass for the walls of the kill chamber. I just think, oh, of course. That's why I brought more glass. I always do that. I always think I've closed this window and start trying to move and end up typing ew in the crafting screen. Okay. So brought some glass, brought some black dye. I think I realized that 21 wasn't going to be enough. Yeah, I just really like having glass for the inside of the kill chamber. I think it looks really good. Either that or just leaving it open entirely. Not entirely. You got to block it off a little bit so the villagers don't get in there. But other than that, entirely. All right, and then let's do, in the corners here, we're going to go up by 1, 2, 3 for each of these things. By the way, I did not go through the effort to chunk align this thing. Honestly, I don't know if it matters. I made an effort to chunk align my previous iron farms. And if you are going to be running this thing while you are some distance away, it's probably a good idea to do that. I will probably, anytime I want the iron farm to be running and producing iron, I'm probably just going to come over here and go AFK. So I didn't bother trying to chunk align it. I'm probably not done with the glass. I'm definitely not done with the glass. Let me put this back in here. Because I'm going to do some glass on the bottom for the kill chamber as well when I get down there. Ooh, hopefully I've got enough for that. Okay, and then let's grab some more dark oak. And I'm going to need a lot of fences. Let me start with 2 fence gates, and then I can count all the other fences that are going to be made. Ooh, voice cracked a little bit. So we're going to need, what was it, 68? 66, actually. We only got 63. How do we only... Oh, we ran out of sticks. It's like it stopped going up at 63. Okay, that should be good. All right, so we're going to do double fence gate here. This will be how we get in and out. And then we'll do fences the rest of the way around. This will keep the villagers from accidentally falling off the side. Because villagers are stupid. All right, and then we're pretty much done with the bottom. At some point, we're going to need to put some job site blocks in here so that all the villagers can work. But as far as having an area, whoa, let's not go out that side, where we can hold the villagers, that's it. That looks really good. I like it. I like the tiled deep slate with the calcite. Once we get the blackstone in for the top part, I think it's going to look really, really good instead of just really good. All right, so let's get our blackstone. And I'm going to turn all of this into, let's do polished blackstone bricks. I say all of it. Let's do kind of the same thing that we did with the bottom half. Yeah. We'll do a mix, mostly polished blackstone bricks. But every so often we'll do these patterns of polished blackstone to add a little bit of variety in there. And where's the rest of my scaffolding? Did I put that? Yeah, I put it in there. I don't know why I keep closing that. We don't need to close it. Let's see. How are we going to do this? I guess let's just start with a ring around the corner. Around the outside. And then we'll create our bridges that go across and fill the whole area in. You know what? I don't need to be up here to do that. I can do it from down here. Whoops. Oh, wait. Wait. I think this needs to be a little bit higher. I think it needs to be... I think we want 3 blocks of headspace, but 4... Oh, man. Yeah. It needs to be 1 row higher. It's not super critical. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I know this farm will still work if it wasn't 1 block higher. I'll put all my dark oak away. But the design that I like to use, that I want to use, needs to be 1 block higher. You're getting the raw, uncut, making mistakes newbie Dave here. Alright, so I'm going to need to break all of these now. And how many fell down into the water? Actually, they may have just fallen onto the edge on the outside of the fence. That'd be awesome if none of them fell into the water. Not so lucky. Some of them are down there. I'm going to give it just a sec because when they fall from this high, they like sink and it takes them a while to float all the way back up. So I'll just give it a sec to make sure everything is floated back up before I go down there to get any of it. I guess, again, we don't need to build these little bridges because we're not going to be filling this thing in from up top. Oh, you know what? That's not... Yeah, we're not doing that. I'll explain here in just a sec. So for the top part here, we want a ring around the kill chamber. This is where our beds are going to go. So we want a ring that comes out just 2 blocks. So starting here, like this. And then we need to place some blocks right below that go all the way around. And these need to be full blocks, so don't use slabs or stairs or anything to try to make it look a little bit better. They need to be full blocks. The reason is I'm going to put my 20 beds up here. And so we've got enough space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be 14. And then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 beds. So 20 beds are going to go up here for the villagers to bind to. And if we don't have this row of blocks below all the beds, they can actually reach the beds from below, even through slabs or stairs, which means at nighttime, they'll get up onto the beds and sleep, and then they will be pushed into the kill chamber and die. And in my experience, iron farms work better with villagers that don't die than villagers that die. So we want to keep our villagers undead, undying. I guess undead and alive are not the same thing. We want them alive. Undead villagers are not going to make this thing work. Hello, dolphin friend. That actually looks kind of cool from below. Not going to lie. I may leave it like that. Oh, I am going to leave it like that out of laziness. But it actually does look pretty cool. Alright, now the rest of this we can fill in. And this scaffolding, I'm going to have to move this outside the farm so that we can fill this in. Oh, goodness. I've already run out of blackstone. Why does it seem like that required more? I don't know. Maybe I just didn't make as much blackstone as I made calcite to start with. Let me... and put down some dirt here. Eventually we're going to have an actual pathway out here for us to get in and out of the farm. But until we get to that point, I'll just put down some dirt and some scaffolding to get up top here. Yes, I definitely want to fall back down into this thing. So make sure you've got this thing lit up before you start working on the top half, because we are now cutting off the sunlight, which will create undead mobs inside here. Still don't have enough. Okay, let me start replacing some of this with the polished blackstone so we can reclaim some of it. What? Okay, whatever. Okay, this will give us a better estimate of how much more polished blackstone bricks we're going to need to make. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's just make like a little, somewhere between half a stack and a full stack. maybe just a full stack, since that's like all we have left. I think, let me do a little bit more of this stuff. Okay. Okie dokie. Now. Should probably go ahead and make those beds, because they are actually going to act as part of the floor for the top. And so we need the beds in place before we can start waterlogging it. This looks really good. I love the black and the white contrast. So good. All right, let me see. Let me put the blackstone away. I don't know that we're completely done with it, so I'm not going to put it in my to-go box. That's this thing. Beds. That's what I came over here for. So, I think, do we need to move the villagers in first? Trying to think. I don't think so. I think since all 20 beds are going to be right there in the same spot, then we can go ahead and place all of the beds. And then once we move in the first villager, it will bind to one of them, and that will become the center of the village. And it shouldn't matter which one that is, because they're all going to be right here in the middle, pretty close to the kill chamber. You want your beds to be as close to the middle of this thing as possible for that very reason. Whichever bed the villager binds to first becomes the center of the village. And so you don't want the center being like over here in the corner, because the golems are going to spawn within some radius of the village center. Alright, so let's make some more beds. How many is that going to get us? 10? Let's start with that, just because don't have unlimited inventory here. So we just need to make sure that once we do start bringing villagers over here, there are not beds outside of this farm that they could bind to. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. There we go. Worst case, if they end up binding to like this one first and it somehow throws off the center of this village, air quotes village, and the golems aren't spawning correctly or something, what I've had to do in the past to fix spawning issues with an iron farm is you just come up here, break all the beds and replace all the beds, and the villagers rebind to everything and the farm starts working. So it's not the end of the world if we have to do that. All right, so let's come to these corners. We're going to raise each of these dark oak corners by 1 more block. And then we need to build an outline around this thing. And normally I'll do this in cobblestone or some sort of stone. I'm thinking I might actually use the dark oak because I don't have enough blackstone. Unless I mix in some mossy cobblestone with it, I don't have enough of the stone materials left. Yeah, so let's do some dark oak stairs. This might actually look really cool. 28 is not going to be enough, not by a long shot. 88 is way too many. Somewhere in between there. Something like that. So we need to come outside of this farm by 1 block and place these stairs right here. And we'll just go all the way across with these. And these don't have to be stairs. They could be full blocks if you want. I just like the way that the stairs look. Now, before we go any further, since I've already made mistakes with this farm in terms of like counting, let me make sure that this is correct. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we place a block of a water source there, it should flow all the way up to and stop at the edge of the kill chamber. That is perfect. So we did not miscount. That's great. I'm just going to put a row of dirt here to make it easier to place the upside down stairs. And I'm going to skip the corners for now. I'll come back and fill those in just a little bit. Yeah, I just find it a lot easier to place stairs against the back of something rather than on the side of other stairs. Whoops. We could do that. We could mix them up like I did at the bottom, but I don't want to, not for the top part. Oh, look at that. That was perfect. That was perfect. It's the exact right number. Without trying to be the exact right number. All right. So the reason I left those corners open is because I'm actually going to put a slab there instead of a stair. I think that looks a lot better. Okay, now we need to spawn proof this whole outside. And for that, I'm going to use leaves. And I'm also going to use fences. We're going to use dark oak fences. So let me make some more sticks. And some more dark oak planks. We're going to need more than 48. Yeah. I don't remember the exact number, but that's going to be close. So we do not want iron golems spawning up here. No siree, we do not. So the leaves, I don't remember if golems can spawn on leaves or not. I feel like I have seen golems spawn on leaves, but yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I took a moment to wonder. No, this is right. This is right. I couldn't remember if the upside down stairs should actually be one row up from the rest of the floor, if they should have been at the same level. But this is right. And then on top of that, we will put our stairs. And this will just ensure that nothing, including iron golems or creepers or zombies or anything else, can spawn up here. We want all the iron golems to spawn inside of this fence, not around the perimeter. And plus it just looks really nice. The leaves, the fence. You could do this whole thing out of cobblestone, out of smooth stone, whatever. But I think the leaves and the wood and everything make it look like a nice decorative build and not just this purely functional thing. Is 9 going to be enough? It might be enough. Almost. Almost. Alright, I'm also going to grab my other water bucket. And before we close this thing off, let's start putting down our water. So we're going to put water sources all around the outside of this thing, except right in here in the corner. So I'm going to skip one block. We'll do water source there and water source there. That's going to give us an infinite water source. And I'm just going to keep skipping every other block, filling all this in with water. If you're following this design exactly, be careful not to click on the wood when placing your water, because that is a stair and you will waterlog the stair. So we'll come over to this side, we'll skip the corner, and we'll do infinite water sources all the way across this side as well. Alright, so with all of the edges filled in, we need to do something about the corners. And so we're going to put water on the corner block right there, and it's going to flow over and onto the sides. That way, any point within this upper area, whether along the edges or the inside or anything, the water is going to push the iron golems into that central kill chamber. If we had done water sources all the way from corner to corner, the whole thing would have just filled in with water sources and we wouldn't have the flowing water. So that's why we have to do it that way. All right, that is going to wrap up the top of this farm. So we now have the structure of our iron farm built. All that's left to do is finish up the kill chamber, which is going to involve getting down below this thing, putting in signs, putting in lava, putting in some sort of platform with stairs so we can get up and down from the item collection area to the top villager part of the farm if we want, and then moving villagers in. But this is going to wrap things up for today. We are out of time, so we'll do the rest of that next time. So this is going to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me get my camera set up correctly. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit that like button. It really does mean a lot to me. And while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all and have a great day.